Here with us from our Washington bureau is CBS News political analyst Jamelle Bouie. Not to put too fine a point on it here, but is Al Sharpton the vote maker? I mean, is he the one who you have to win approval from in order to get black voters in South Carolina to go into the ballot box and cast a ballot for you?
I don't think so. I think Al Sharpton's opinion, his endorsement, wherever he makes it, will matter to some African-American voters in South Carolina. But I think on the main, black voters in South Carolina are assessing candidates like voters anywhere else are, and they aren't basing their decisions solely on the endorsements of high-profile figures. I have family in South Carolina, actually, so I'm sort of always kind of constantly talking to people about what's going on down there. And my impression is that people are, for as much as they respect Hillary Clinton, are also honestly weighing and judging Sanders as an alternative. And so we'll see what happens. The primary is in a few weeks down there. But Sharpton, I don't think Sharpton's going to be at this positive effect on the primary, regardless of which way it goes.
All right, so the Congressional Black Caucus is expected to come out today and formally endorse Hillary Clinton. But even the members of the caucus say it's not the endorsement that really matters. Many of them are planning to get down to South Carolina and actively start working for Hillary Clinton. Does that matter?
See, that does matter. Simply endorsing a candidate, at least in this environment, I don't think is really enough. Hillary Clinton had a whole host of endorsements, even from Vermont politicians, for the New Hampshire primary, but it didn't count when it came to the ground. What counted was proactively going to make the case. I think the Congressional Black Caucus and other allies of the Clinton campaign going down to South Carolina and making the case for Clinton will do much more to solidify and win support than simply giving their endorsement. I will say, however, that I'm not sure that the Clinton campaign really has the kind of proactive message it needs. So far, its approach to talking about black voters and appealing to black voters is simply to note what Sanders hasn't done. But I don't think voters are looking for that kind of negative message. I think they're looking for a positive, what will I do for you, as opposed to Sanders. And if the Clinton campaign and its surrogates can't manage that, then I think they'll have some trouble.
Notably, Representative James Clyburn of South Carolina has not endorsed Hillary Clinton. The Black Caucus said, look, he had every opportunity to influence the outcome of our endorsement and chose not to do it. So the question of whether he would endorse Clinton is really ridiculous. Of course he's going to, I mean, the assumption is, of course he's going to endorse Clinton. But he's beloved in South Carolina. Can he sway voters who may still be undecided?
I think if Representative Clyburn decides to endorse Bernie Sanders, and I think it is an open question. He sat out endorsements in the 2008 primary, and if South Carolina looks very close, I think he may sit out this one too. But if he endorses Bernie Sanders, for example, I think that will add needed legitimacy to Sanders' campaign for African-American voters in South Carolina, because Clyburn is such a long-standing and influential member of the Democratic Party there. On the other end, if he endorses Hillary Clinton, I think it does signal that Clinton will probably end up doing quite well in doing as well as we expect her, or as well as the polls suggest she's going to do.
Yeah, but can I point out something about those polls? Those polls were all taken before the Iowa caucuses and before the New Hampshire primary. So it doesn't factor in the boost in name recognition that Bernie Sanders may have gotten because of how well he did in those two contests. It doesn't show how people are swayed by the amount of media coverage or their favorite politician, representatives in their home state coming out and talking about the two candidates. So I don't know how accurate that snapshot is, but it's what we have, and it's where we stood a month ago, so that's what we're using. There's a big debate tonight in Milwaukee. How much is riding on the passion that either one of these candidates can instill in voters in South Carolina, and let's not forget in Nevada too, where the caucuses come first and where the minority makeup is much more Latino, Hispanic than African American.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm always sort of I wouldn't say skeptical, but I always wonder how much passion really matters at all in these things. Passion is very important for raising money, for recruiting volunteers, and so on and so forth. But neither Clinton nor Sanders have a problem in that regards. I think Clinton's big challenge is actively having a proactive message to appeal to voters. I think part of why Sanders has been so successful is he has a very straightforward and simple message, and he just hammers on it and hammers on it and hammers on it. Whereas Clinton, I think, befitting her position in the party is something as a compromise, not compromise candidate, but someone reaching out to different kinds of interest groups within the Democratic Party. Right. She is, she has a message for this group, and this group, and no unified approach, no unified message for her candidacy. And that hurts. That hurt in 2008 against Barack Obama, and it's hurting now. So I think the question of this debate is, how is Clinton going to progress now that New Hampshire and Iowa are over? Is she going to take the approach she seemed to have had in January, which is look for attack lines against Sanders, which I don't think was especially effective in part because Democrats don't seem to dislike Sanders. They seem to like him quite a bit, and so attacking him doesn't really seem to help very much. Or will she try to move away from that kind of aggressive approach and instead put forth a positive, forward-thinking message that is distinct from Sanders, but still appealing to Democratic voters who like her too. I mean, that's the important thing. Democratic voters don't dislike Clinton, so it's sort of she has to kind of find a way to leverage that into support.
They may feel like they already know her though, and Bernie Sanders is new. So new to them. He's not new in politics, but new to them. CBS News political analyst Jamelle Bouie. Nice to see you. Thanks, Jamelle.
Thank you.